Ready? How you doing? My name is Tony, and this is kind of a video for customers and contractors. I want to show you what it is all about, skimming a wall. What the whole thing is, how quick and easy it is, how it can save money, save time. So I'm going to show you all. The special one about this wall is this is actually a pigmented wall. So it's kind of a pigmented plaster. No need to paint with this. It's good color, but I'll show you exactly what it is. This is kind of what it is. Just now, before I started the video, I went ahead and I bonded this wall. This was an old wall, and it's got some trim. So basically I had to mask off all the trim, and plaster can be pretty messy, especially when you got a pigment going. And this is all natural pigment too. So this is really, it's about as green as you can get, considering that drywall emits 80,000 tons of greenhouse gases a year. Basically, when you got a pigmented plaster, you got a lot less time to work with it. So you have to trade speed sometimes for what you want to do. This color will not dry this yellow. It'll end up being a little bit lighter. And after a final trowel, it'll kind of have a matted appearance. It'll have a real nice appearance. It'll be a lot deeper than paint would be, and of course you won't have to paint again, especially if you decide to seal. Color will last forever, plaster will last forever. It's a good way to cover up old walls quickly. And this whole thing here is only a few hour process for one wall, probably hour and a half, almost 2 hours. And it's a lot cheaper than you think. A lot of people are using drywall because they just don't know any better. And this video is kind of show you what your options are. At the end of this video, I'll even tell you, give you a breakdown on prices a little bit. It's a lot better than you think it's going to be. I think show a few plasters around that people started getting the impression that it's really unaffordable, too expensive. That's just not true. See, it only takes a few minutes per wall. Get this on a wall like this, typically takes longer. Glue board, it's a lot quicker. I got the trim I need to work with over here, and outlets that are in, so it's going to be a little more difficult. new home construction, new board. First phase is always the most impressive because most plaster goes on pretty quick. Like I said, when you have trim outlets you have to cover, that's when it becomes more difficult. And this will cover, great thing about it, it'll cover any wall surface, you know. So if you have an old plaster wall, old drywall wall, it really doesn't matter. This is going to cover any surface for you. Of course, if this was just a standard job, you wouldn't have the pigment like you do here. There are some significant repairs, of course, those would be done before the wall skin. This is kind of phase one of it. Come back and kind of push this mud around a little bit and flatten it in and run a second coat on it. But the whole process from start to finish on a wall like this is going to run, like I said, hour and a half to 2 hours depending on the wall. Every wall acts different and depending on the help. I'm flying solo today. Usually I'll have a nice assistant with me, and that'll help me out in a lot of ways. Some technical difficulties here. Alright, and that is first phase of the pigmented wall. I'll see you right at the next phase in a minute here.